Have you ever noticed that, as the years pass, it sometimes seems easier to let minor conflicts drift away rather than engage in every quarrel that comes your way? Maybe it's not that you've lost interest in speaking up, but that you've discovered the power of preserving your inner peace. Imagine realizing that sometimes choosing silence, or even appearing less aware than you truly are, is in fact the highest expression of wisdom and strength. Today, we're going to journey together through 7 key scenarios where intentionally holding back isn't a sign of weakness. It's a finely tuned strategy honed over decades of living, learning, and loving. This isn't just a set of tips. It's a guidebook to a more fulfilling and serene life, forged by experience and emotional insight. By the end of this video, you will have acquired powerful perspectives on how to manage family conflicts with elegance, defend your personal space against unwanted criticism, and navigate the modern maze of technology and shifting generational values, all while retaining your dignity and maintaining your inner tranquility. Along the way, you'll discover how strategically allowing yourself to be underestimated can turn it into your secret weapon. Learn why stepping back in heated debates can serve as your greatest strength, and see how purposeful restraint can ultimately strengthen your relationships and enrich your legacy. So stay with us until the very end. The final insight will reveal how these quiet acts of wisdom not only transform your own life but also leave an enduring mark of grace and resilience on those around you. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to do so and hit the notification bell. Your continued support truly matters. If you resonate with today's message, let a 1 appear in your comments. If not, share a 0 so I can learn how to better serve you in future videos. 1. When loved ones decide on your behalf. As the years accumulate, a bittersweet reality begins to set in. Those closest to us, driven by love and concern, often start making decisions for us without our involvement. Whether they believe they are safeguarding your health, managing your finances, or organizing day-to-day activities, these choices are usually well-intentioned. Yet, despite their care, when your voice is consistently left out of the conversation, it can feel like an erosion of your autonomy, a silent dismissal of the wisdom you have accumulated over the years. At first glance, it's natural to feel a tinge of indignation. After all, every chapter of your life is rich with experiences, and it can be painful to see others assume that your opinions no longer matter. But here lies the secret. There is profound strength in choosing a measured response rather than engaging immediately in conflict. Instead of countering every decision with frustration, take a moment to step back and observe. Ask yourself what might be motivating your loved ones. Are they merely anxious about the future, or are they sincerely trying to help based on their own uncertainties? By allowing yourself the space to reflect, you might find that a calm, considered response, such as saying, "I appreciate your concern. Let's discuss this together," can transform what might have been a battle into a collaborative effort. This approach not only respects your own hard-won independence, but also gently teaches those around you that your insights remain crucial. After all, your life has been a tapestry woven from decades of joy, loss, and triumph. Your perspective is invaluable. In this light, restraint becomes not a concession of power, but a quiet reassertion of your dignity and a subtle invitation for mutual respect. Imagine a scene where your family gathers for a routine discussion about your living arrangements or health care. Rather than challenging every well-meaning assumption head-on, you choose to listen first, absorbing their concerns and then offering a reflective response that brings everyone back to the shared goal of your well-being. This approach fosters an atmosphere where differences can be discussed without escalating into resentment, a true mark of maturity. 2. Embracing the gift of underestimation. It often happens that, over time, others begin to see you less for the vibrant, multifaceted person you are and more through the limited lens of aging. Whether it's the young cashier who hesitates before serving you or the neighbor who insists on helping with tasks you've mastered long ago, such behavior can feel belittling. These actions, although usually rooted in care, can sometimes convey the wrong message, that your abilities are no longer as sharp or capable as they once were. Naturally, you might be tempted to protest and assert your competence. However, there is a secret beauty in recognizing that true strength lies in quiet confidence. When someone oversimplifies an everyday task by over-explaining, try offering a sincere, "Thank you. I appreciate your help," with a warm smile. This simple gesture not only disarms any underlying condescension but also channels your self-assurance, letting your actions speak louder than any single rebuttal. Over time, as you continue to demonstrate your mastery quietly and efficiently, those who underestimate you come to realize that their assumptions are based on outdated perceptions, not the reality of your lifelong competence. The power of this strategy is evident in everyday moments, the calm that accompanies a well-executed task, or the quiet pride in knowing that your decades of experience have prepared you to handle modern challenges with both wisdom and grace. Envision a moment at a local store where a young clerk begins explaining something you've long known without being asked. Instead of growing impatient, you acknowledge their effort, and in doing so, you let your quiet efficiency shine, proving that the depth of your capabilities doesn't need a loud declaration to be recognized. 3. Mastering family turbulence. Family, the heartbeat of our lives, is as comforting as it is complex. The bonds we share are filled with joy, history, and countless memories. Yet, no family is immune to discord. Whether it's old wounds resurfacing during holiday gatherings or intense debates over generational differences, these moments of tension can unsettle even the most resilient among us. In a family, everyone's emotions run deep, and conflicts sometimes threaten to disrupt the loving fabric that unites us. As you mature, your role within the family often shifts. You become both a repository of wisdom and a neutral arbiter in conflicts. The challenge is knowing when to step in and when to step aside. Your experience teaches you that not every family squabble requires your intervention. Sometimes, the most effective contribution is to offer gentle reassurance rather than diving into the fray. Consider a scenario where a heated discussion arises among family members about a sensitive issue. Instead of getting drawn into the argument, try to diffuse the tension by empathizing with everyone involved. A phrase like, "I see this topic is very important to each of you. Let's remember all the good we share and work together on finding a solution," can work wonders. By choosing your moments and words carefully, you keep the focus on unity rather than on winning the argument. Family life, with all its ups and downs, is a delicate balance of love and disagreement. Your ability to know when to calmly observe rather than react immediately is not an act of indifference. It is an intentional choice to maintain harmony. It is a reminder that while differences are inevitable, the deep bonds of love should always prevail over transient disagreements. In embracing this approach, you become a quiet pillar of strength that helps the entire family weather even the most turbulent storms. 4. Navigating the ever-changing digital landscape. The modern world is ruled by technology, a realm that seems to evolve at a breakneck pace. The gadgets, applications, and digital services that define today's life might have been the stuff of science fiction just a generation ago. For many of us who grew up in a simpler, more analog era, this digital revolution can feel like learning a foreign language, filled with constant updates and innovations that seem designed to overwhelm. It's perfectly natural to feel a sense of disconnect when encountering this whirlwind of change. A world that once revolved around face-to-face communication now demands proficiency in virtual interactions, smart technologies, and a myriad of online platforms. Yet, amid this rapid evolution, there is wisdom in embracing your role as a lifelong learner. Rather than feeling embarrassed by the pace of change, view it as an opportunity to form new connections, both with technology and with the people who grew up navigating this new frontier. Imagine calling a loved one via video chat or logging into a social platform for the first time in years. Instead of succumbing to frustration, consider this. Every generation faces its own challenges, and technology is but the current frontier. Invite your grandchildren to share their expertise and make it a moment of bonding rather than a source of shame. Their guidance is not only a learning experience but also a bridge between your world and theirs. This collaborative spirit transforms what might feel like a digital divide into an opportunity for mutual respect and shared discovery. Remember that every era brings its own set of challenges and triumphs. The technologies of today, though seemingly overwhelming, are tools meant to enrich our lives. When you approach them with an open mind and a hint of curiosity, you safeguard not only your dignity but also your continuous growth. Embracing the digital age on your terms is a reminder that intellectual flexibility is timeless, and that learning, no matter when it happens, is a lifelong treasure. 5. Responding to unwanted criticism with quiet resolve. Decisions made over decades, from how you spend your hard-earned money to the way you choose to nourish your body and soul, are profoundly personal expressions of who you are. Yet, inevitably, there will be voices that offer unsolicited critiques of these choices, often believing that they know better. Whether the criticism comes from friends, family, or even acquaintances, it can sting deeply, making you question your very identity and values. After living through a kaleidoscope of life's experiences, you know that every choice you make is anchored in a unique tapestry of memories, lessons, and personal convictions. The wisdom that comes with age tells you that defending your choices vigorously is often less important than embracing them with quiet confidence. Instead of engaging in fruitless debates that drain your energy, consider a softer response, a gentle nod, a polite smile, or a brief acknowledgement such as, "I appreciate your perspective." This mindful approach serves two significant purposes. First, it conserves the precious energy that can be better spent on pursuits that truly matter. Second, it conveys a powerful message that your choices, forged through years of lived experience, are neither up for negotiation nor easily swayed by transient opinions. In doing so, you not only protect your inner peace but also model a life that values self-respect and unwavering self-assurance. Visualize a scenario where a well-intentioned friend questions your latest decision, perhaps why you invested in a unique experience rather than saving that money. Rather than launching into an exhaustive explanation, a simple, "I understand your concern, but this choice feels right for me," can shift the conversation. Your concise response speaks volumes about your self-reliance and leaves little room for further debate. It's not about dismissing them outright. Rather, it's about affirming that your journey is your own, crafted by the rich narrative of your life. 6. Dealing with polarized beliefs and political debates. In our increasingly divided world, topics like politics, religion, and deeply held beliefs can ignite conflicts that often spiral into emotionally charged debates. These discussions, though sometimes initiated with good intentions, frequently escalate into shouting matches where everyone is intent on being right. Over decades, you've witnessed the ebb and flow of societal changes and learned that while standing by your beliefs is important, sometimes the most noble act is to choose silence. Picture a family dinner where the conversation heats up as younger members dive into passionate debates about current political issues. Rather than becoming entangled in the chaos, you might choose to offer a measured comment, such as, "Your passion is inspiring. I remember when discussions like these sparked a lot of change. Let's focus on what brings us together." This approach not only diffuses potential conflict but subtly reminds everyone that although opinions differ, the enduring bonds of love and respect remain paramount. Your response doesn't have to be a grand statement of political philosophy. Often, the greatest wisdom lies in knowing when not to weigh in at all. By stepping back, you allow others to carry their fervor without sacrificing the peace that you've worked so hard to maintain. This act of gentle restraint, far from being a sign of weakness, is in truth a profound demonstration of your inner strength. It says, "I value our relationship more than proving a point," and in doing so, you set a powerful example for future generations who observe your graceful composure. 7. Guarding your generosity against exploitation. Over the years, your kindness and generosity have been defining virtues, qualities that make you who you are. Yet, these very traits can sometimes lead you to be overly vulnerable, opening the door for those who might seek to take advantage of your well-intended nature. Whether it's a persistent salesperson, a friend with ulterior motives, or even a relative who seems overly reliant on your support, the challenge lies in knowing how to safeguard your goodwill without hardening your heart. When you're met with an urgent request or a push to make a snap decision, be it a sudden financial commitment or an emotional plea, remember that it's perfectly acceptable to take a step back. Instead of yielding immediately, allow yourself the time to consider, "Let me reflect on this and get back to you." This simple pause is not a sign of indecision. It's a deliberate act of self-preservation, born out of years of learning to trust your intuition. In doing so, you transform a potentially exploitative situation into one that affords you the time to evaluate the true intent behind the request. Just as important is the realization that appearing uncertain or asking for clarification does not equate to a lack of intelligence. On the contrary, it is an artful way of saying, I am discerning. I will not rush into something unless it resonates with my inner values. This tactic not only reinforces your boundaries but also allows you to reserve your kindness for moments when it is genuinely needed and appreciated, rather than squandered on superficial or self-serving requests. Reflections on the journey of wisdom. As we approach the conclusion of our discussion, take a moment to reflect on the array of insights we've explored today. Each scenario, from dealing with well-meaning family interventions to navigating the intricate dance of modern technology, from gracefully accepting criticism to choosing silence amid fiery debates, illustrates that true wisdom is not measured by how loudly you assert your right to be heard, but by how thoughtfully you choose to engage with the world. Your life is a tapestry rich with lessons, memories, joys, and even moments of sorrow that have all contributed to the resilient spirit you embody today. The ability to selectively engage, knowing when to speak and when to simply observe, is a refined skill that comes from a deep understanding of your own worth. It is an enduring reminder that the most significant battles are not the ones you fight, but those you choose to let pass. In embracing the art of gentle restraint, you set the stage for a legacy defined not by conflict, but by the quiet strength of compassion, understanding, and unwavering dignity. Picture yourself standing on the precipice of all your experiences, a living repository of triumphs, trials, and tender moments. As you move forward, let your actions speak of the peace you have cultivated over the years. Let your measured responses demonstrate that while the world might expect a grand display of force, the real victory lies in the art of letting go when it is truly needed. Whether you're offering a supportive smile during a difficult family conversation or engaging with new technology at your own pace, your choices send a message that you remain, as ever, the master of your destiny. A final invitation to share your journey. Now, I invite you to pause and contemplate the lessons that have resonated with you the most today. Has the idea of reserving your energy for moments that matter struck a chord deep within? Or perhaps the notion of turning underestimation into an unspoken strength inspired you? Whatever insight stands out, I encourage you to share it in the comments below. Your unique experience could be the beacon of hope someone else has been seeking. If you have found value in this exploration of quiet wisdom and deliberate living, please consider sharing this video with others who might benefit from its message. A like, a share, and a subscription serve not only to support this channel, but to spread the ripple of understanding and gentle strength far beyond our immediate community. Your support ensures that these time-tested lessons continue to nurture and empower countless lives. In conclusion, in the grand tapestry of life, it is often the quiet moments of introspection and the gentle decisions to speak, to remain silent, to carefully choose our battles, that leave the most lasting imprint. Embracing the subtleties of restraint and the strength of measured responses is not about holding back out of fear or defeat. It is about affirming your power in ways that honor a lifetime of experiences. The ability to calmly navigate family dynamics, to stand firm in the face of unsolicited judgments, and to learn gracefully from a rapidly changing world reflects a wisdom that only time can bestow. As you close your eyes tonight and reflect on the journey that has led you here, remember that your inner resilience and dignified composure are your most treasured assets. Each day is an opportunity to reaffirm that you do not need to prove your worth to anyone. You have already lived a life defined by your choices, your love, and your unwavering pursuit of inner peace. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of life's quieter yet profound battles. May your days continue to be filled with the beauty of gentle strength and the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you have lived your truth with grace and purpose. Until next time, stay curious, remain kind, and continue to cherish the wisdom that comes with every passing year.